everybody. Let's play and learn City Skylines in 2020. Dr. Incompetent here. I have to start a new city because I ran my first city into the ground. Being, just the best mayor possible. So, I think I'm going to try this area called the Regal Hills. And I'm going to call my new city Dreamy Hills. All right. So these are the Dreamy Hills, okay? I'm not messing with any of these natural resources. I will leave them all as is. 72% suitable area for building. I mean, if I max out the build with this city, I'll consider that extreme success because I'm terrible. Anyway, let's do it. Let's start. Water pumps and dams. Oof. Not really sure I'm at anything even approaching something like that, but I'd like to be. All right. So let's start by building some roads. All right, cool. So let's see. Here's my area. Here's the freeway that goes by the town. And then here's the ridiculous on and off ramp. All right, so my job then is to make sure people can get in on what appears to be called the Chapman Highway, and it's a humongous road. So, if I build a road right here, does that even work? Well, I can't build any other kind of road, so let's just not worry about that. All right, so here we go. All right, so I blew my first town because I spent too much money, and I got ahead of myself, and I also had a water pollution issue. So let's build this. All right, now I'm just going to build this road coming into town, and I'm going to be a little bit more mindful of the fact that I need to start gridding out. Oop, no, don't do that. So I'm just going to build the way in and the way out like that. Then I'm not going to build too much at one go. Why do I don't want to do that. I need to start to my okay. There we go. There we go. Look at that. I'm creating a death intersection. This is going to be known as the Widowmaker intersection in town. People come in to the Dreamy Hills and they enter, and immediately they're hit with this traffic light. I'm also going to put one here. I don't know why it won't let me just do this. Maybe that, I don't know if that's my mod, or here, I'll do it here then. Let's get a traffic light earlier. Let's get people used to just ridiculous traffic situations right away. And so kind of equally space myself out. Again, I don't want to spend too much money. These roads add up so quickly. It's nearly hard to believe, but I think what I want to be my guide is the fact that if there are no zoning squares, that means that no one can get to this right now. And so, boy, that's weird that okay, whatever. Okay, so I'll do it like this, that's fine. And then I'll build over here. I'll connect these. And so I've left this like dead zone in the middle, and it's smaller over here. So it's not equal, but I like it kind of being, not in an intentional way, but just I like the fact that it's not perfectly symmetrical. It's a real city here, darn it. Alright, there we go. That's good enough. Okay, so we built a bunch of roads. So now then, we need to start... Okay, that's great. And we did that. Now we need to start zoning. And so we're on the fill zone right now. I honestly have to say that I don't mind having that all be residential over here. For now. And then I will put commercial stuff here, just in the center, like, you know, so people are coming in. Yeah, fill them in. And yeah, I know about the bulldozer. So people come in, they're thrilled. It's Dreamy Hills. And by the way, where's the selector? I need to just push escape, and then, yeah. See, this is what one of the things I really, really enjoy about this game is just the, how modular it is. I don't want to change it to be like a one-way road or a priority road or whatever. I don't care about that right now. I just want to change the name. Chapman is okay, but this is the Dreamy Hills here, so we're going to call this the Fantasy Highway. All right, so this way people know. Oop, okay, you gotta push enter or something for that to take. Follow. Well, I don't know about that yet. There we go. Fantasy Highway goes in, and if you want to leave town, you got to take the Reality Highway, and that'll put you back out. So it's just like you got to remind people, like, hey, if you want to leave Dreamy Hills, yeah, do it. Except it's going to be at your peril. You're going to regret it. Yeah, the game is paused. Of course it is, because I have a whole bunch of zoning to do. So my idea is they roll in on the Fantasy Highway, and they see these beautiful properties here where people are thriving, and then they can get a burger or a donut, handle some commercial business. Now, when you first start out with a city, pretty much all people want are places to live. And so let's just give them that. And now what else we need to consider are, you know, things like electricity. Now, I put this in the hills because before I was playing on this, like, tree map, and the wind was awful. It was like the worst possible map for wind power. So what I have to do is find these dark blue areas where there's an insane amount of wind. So, you know, of course, like up on top of the hill. Now, this sucks because it's really far away from town, but this is okay. Like, I could build it here, perhaps. Yeah, to be honest, they're estimating 7 milliwatts or whatever that MW is if I build it here, and even at the best space I can get 8 up here. So that's not too huge of a deal considering the cost of running power lines from there is outrageous. So maybe I'll put some here. Actually, this is even closer to the town, and it's giving me that 7. So I'm going to build a power line there, and then if I can zone, like if I can get people to live here, the power should start chaining in. So I'm gonna actually plan for that, even though it's probably a really bad idea. My policy this time, and again, bad ideas on top of bad ideas, that's pretty much my MO. But I figure most things out in life through trial and error, much to the chagrin of the people around me. I apologize, but I'm going to do that here. And so I am going to put some more places to live here and just kind of hope that these people move in here, and then the power spreads, so I don't have to build these like high tension lines. Now that might just be a pipe dream, but I'm going for it. Okay, and then the other thing we need is water. And now we don't have like a lake to pump water, like to get water from. So what that means is we don't really have a place. Like, where am I going to build a pumping station, right? Oh, is this a river? Sweet. Awesome. Okay, and then now it's telling me that the water is flowing this way. So what I want to do is make sure that wherever I'm bringing water in, like right here, that if I have like the drain pipe that puts the poop out, that it's well downstream so we don't cross-contaminate the water. So I'll do that now. I'm probably building them too far apart, like planning too intensely, I should say, but whatever. For now, I think it's fine. Okay, let's just bring in some water to... I want to do it in a fashion like this, so that I can kind of not... Boop. Okay, it was almost genius. I have to kind of slightly tilt this. My point, I guess, is that okay, so this is connected. So this should work as a piping system. So the water comes in, like they suck it up out of here, they process it, they send it through the town. All the places that are blue are getting water. And then the piping system connects and connects and connects, covers all this area, and then it goes and connects here, where all the sewage just pumps out. And because of the arrows on the water, which you can't really see here unless I'm building like a station or whatever, you can see that it's going this way. So I have no chance of having the poop go upstream and contaminating my water. That happened in my last city, and it was a complete nightmare to overhaul. I don't even know if, how feasibly you can do that. I've seen people, I read online about it to try to like make sure that didn't happen again. People say you can just dump the water into the ground instead of into the river, but I don't know, if that's accurate, if they've modded that out or patched that out or whatever. Anyway, almost ready to actually unpause the game. I like to set everything up, okay? Now, we have power, but we don't have power to these things, so I'm going to have to build some high-tension lines. Now, you don't have to connect it to, like, the actual wind tower, just you have to put it in this blue spread or dome, and then that will connect it to this. So this place will now get power when I turn it on, and then I'm just going to unpleasantly run a power line here. Okay, to give this guy power. Okay. Alright. So then, let me unpause it and see what happens. And just kind of see where the problems emerge. So people are going to start eventually coming off this kind of like entrance and exit ramp to the city. Here's all their, or wherever they're going, the interstate, and people will come into this city. And look, they're actually building, oh, of course, maybe because it's the only place with power. So they're building their houses right next to the wind turbine. And that's one of the huge advantages of wind power, is that it generates very little pollution, maybe just some noise pollution, but I really don't mind that much. I like to always go wind power because I hate fossil fuel in real life. So, this is supposed to be the Dream Hills, right? Let's get it going. All right, so people are pissed, the global happiness, but really it's just zero. It's not bad or good necessarily, and it's so early that it doesn't matter. Now, wow, look at this shack with some DirecTV hooked up. That's sweet. Okay. Now, remember that the strategy I'm going to try to employ to success in this game is concentrating on the demand. And so right now, the demand for residential is booming because there's nobody here. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to speed it up all the way and just kind of watch things develop. See how people migrate into the city, taking up. And now the power is indeed spreading, so that master plan of trying to not build these high-tension wires for looks, and because they cost money, I believe there's an upkeep cost associated with them. Let me check my economics. And I don't know if this is just powering the wind turbine itself, or like all the, these guys too, anything that's a city facility. But I save money by not building them, by letting the wind turbine get directly to the people. Alright, so this is called Cozy Street, which is amazing. I'm actually keeping that. And then what else we got? We got Victoria Street, meh. Lake Street, that's fine. Victoria Street's gonna have to go. It's the first crossroad that you get into. So we're going to call this Waking Life Lane. And, what that is supposed to signify is, like, you come in, this is the barrier between dreams and reality. And as you enter the fantasy and further get away from the Mill Highway and the Layton Highway. Damn, I can even rename this. How cool is that? Look at this van. Who are these people? The campers. They're leaving the city. Taylor Harris. An uneducated teen tourist is driving out of the city. So Taylor has stolen his or her parents' vehicle and is going on an adventure. All right, fantastic. Okay. Let's unpause it and start to see. Now, the green bar for residential zones is still really, really high up. But now people are starting to be like, hey, I kind of need a job or something like that. Now, if I pull up my zoning option, and I actually like Marquee. That's my favorite because that's kind of like lets you drag and make regions. If I pull that up, can I? No, it won't let me do anything there. That's fine. I don't really care. You know what this reminds me of? This little donut here. I'm sure that this might not work in this game, but in in Sim City, like they used to recommend, because every tile that you built in the early Sim Cities was a 3x3 tile, and they would recommend building a donut where you would have a larger 3x3 plot with a opening in the middle that you would fill with parks, and then just put like residential or industrial or whatever all around, and it was like a way to max out building potential, and the parks gave them happiness. So I wonder if I could stuff that with parks and just make these people crap themselves with joy. That's the kind of goal here. I mean, okay, so let's build some more greenies because the people they want to live here, so let's let them live here. All right. So I'm unpausing it. The British Lord. Oh, I thought that was me. Now that's just like, Elon Musk or Richard Branson leaving the Earth in a spaceship that they've constructed. Okay. So happiness is going up. Population is going up. Now, they've started to build some commercial facilities, and that's good. I was wondering, does it matter? I don't know enough about the game, and I have to kind of learn it about the game to even figure this out, but if I only have a too wide plot of zoning, does that limit the potential for what something could become? Am I like handicapping myself by not having it go deeper, or is that not a big deal? We are going to find out. All right, so there's now a huge demand for industry. All right, and I will start building some heavy industry over here. I kind of like to build it away, at least as much as possible, from the houses, so that the pollution doesn't spread. But also that's where people work, so you want to probably build it close enough so that the commute isn't a crusher. Alright, and so I'm really escalating, moving very, very fast. Wow, they need even more. So maybe I'm just going to zone all of this. That's fine. And just kind of see how this happens. So now there's really no demand for living. People are maxed out on that. And now it's just a demand to get some jobs. So let's see how that bar... oh, okay. Yeah, how does my city work? The water situation is amazing. Let's look at the power situation. This is something that you have to really pay attention to when you're doing wind power, at least, because it will creep up on you that like they're running out of electricity, and because the wind turbines don't produce really that much. So right now we're kind of okay, but people get pissed when there's power outages and things. So you always want to make sure you have enough cash in reserve to plop another one of these turbines down. I think if I get anywhere close to the yellow, I'm going to build another one. So the power is fine. The wind situation tells me where I can build turbines. The traffic... maybe I will have to build larger roads. That's something to consider, but I don't even know if I can. At least so far, with my understanding of this game, is that there are... most of the functionality is being gate-kept behind these milestones, and so like to build a larger road, for example, oh no, I do have access to a 4-lane road with parking spaces. Does this have parking spaces? Yeah, it does. So now at the beginning of the game, they weren't letting me do this at all. But maybe I will in the future. Now, right now, my population is so low that I really don't think I need to do this. And generally, these games seem to punish you for trying to plan too far ahead, like building the real pimp stuff, the endgame stuff early. It just seems to be a stretch. The upkeep cost is too high. You know, you don't utilize it. So I like to just build as I need it, at least right now. Like when I understand the game more, maybe I can avoid that. For the time being, that's how I'm going to go. Now, they've built up everything that I've zoned out, and they still need commercial, like they need some places to work, offices and stuff like that. So I'll throw in some more over here. Now I'm going to try to actually plan ahead and leave room for some roads to go through to extend the city grid. Now I didn't do that here, but this is like the residential area, so I don't mind long stretches of road there. Alright, let's unpause it and see what happens. How are you people doing? Are you having the time of your life? Well, sort of. Wow. Alright, these took off in a hurry. There's more and more demand for yellow. So, let's give the people then the yellow. That's what they want. They gotta work somewhere. They gotta make money. Yeah. I love that. So, like, you know, if in the future, we unlock new models or designs, I can make a building historical, I guess, if I want to just keep that there as a, you know, ephemeral or a fight against it being an ephemeral reminder of my city. You know, just to be like, oh, here's the first house, and I always want it to be the same or whatever. Just a fun feature. Now, I love to just sit back and marvel at these. So here is the way that people are actually using my city. This is the king residence. Now, they are pissed. Why are they pissed? They are unhappy because they're uneducated, and there's 9 adults living in this place. I can only understand. I mean, I can only speculate as to why they're so pissed, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. The global happiness is okay. Look at this guy. This dude's, or woman, Stephanie Parker, she's uneducated, but she's got like this sweet Ferrari or something here. Looking good. She's a grounds worker at Ready to Wear Limited, and she's going to visit the Choir Corner Shop. Ooh, okay, so now there's a higher demand for blue. All right, so let's see if I can fill in any blue. Not really, so I'm going to need to start building some roads. I'm going to keep building these 2-lane roads for the time being. Man, it's really dark. It's hard to see. It's a shame. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stretch this out to here so that I can just seamlessly continue to build. Now, a lot of times people will get pissed if you develop near them, if there's construction near them, all kinds of things. But whatever, that's just part of what happens when you're building a city. No, we can't build too much closer to that, so I won't even try. I'm just going to kind of put this here for now. Now, I don't know how feasible this is in any sense, but I've tried to limit myself to like only going to half of the starting money until I start making money, just to prevent me from getting over my skis and ruining my chances of making a nice city. But I don't know how realistic that is. Anyway, let's look at the demand. They want some more commercial zones, so we'll give them some more commercial zones. And I'll even put some over here to just start to branch the shopping out to this residential area. And I'm going to continue to provide an opportunity for residential housing here. And I think I've got enough industrial zones, but the cool thing is in this game, it costs nothing to actually zone the territory. Like in SimCity, if you wanted to build, at least in the old versions of it, if you wanted to build a residential zone or whatever, you had to plop it down, and doing so would cost money. But here, you can zone it for free, and you're just inviting developers to come in and either, build houses or industry. All right, so let's unpause it. We're going at max speed right now, just because we don't need a fine hand, at least as far as I can tell at this point. I'm just kind of seeing how the demand fluctuates, trying to keep myself profitable with the weekly income and manage population growth. And we appear to be doing a decent job of that so far. The Dreamy Hills are going up. We're filling up our milestone. So things are good. Okay, now I'm just going to pause it. Love pushing the old space bar and pausing it. You'll see that there's like a red border around the screen when I have it paused. Also, you can tell because everything is static. But what this allows you to do is to just take a breath and look at what needs developed. So they need some more green. Like, people want to move in. There's a higher demand for that. And I'm kind of actually running out of green space. I want to keep this area over here open industrial space. But I will, you know what? I'm going to put some houses here. These might end up being like kind of lower income houses because they're so close to the offices or like a warehouse, a potential source of pollution. But for me, that's okay because, you know, you have to have places to live of all different kinds of values for different income groups to be able to thrive. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, plus some people might want to live, like, you know, be able to walk to work. Let's give them that chance. Let's see if anybody wants to do that. Alright, so the green bar is still, you know, in medium demand land, but that's okay. It's kind of dipping down. Now, actually, let's take a second. Let me look at my, the water is fine. Let me look at my electricity. You know what? My electricity is at the point where I do need to build another wind turbine. And that's why I try to save such a huge stockpile here. I really don't want to, you started with 70,000, and I don't want to dip below 75,000. I know from my future, or my previous cities collapse that at least at the first couple of milestones, they give you like 20 grand, which is a really, really nice chunk of change. And so I want to just use that to build things. Now, you can see that this is causing a very, very large halo of noise pollution. That's what those headphones mean. So I'm going to try to build it like a little bit further away from these people, but in an area where I'm still getting some decent milliwatts. I was getting 7 before. Maybe I have to... You know what? Ooh, this is like... Okay. My brain just leveled up with respect to power. I thought I had to be here to power the city, but look, power travels along these lines. So if I put one over here where it's 7 milliwatts and it's so far away from the city at the time being, it's going to use these lines to directly add this into the production of the city. Now, keep in mind, I just built it, so this is not reflecting the new development. I have to unpause it for a bit. And then, like, once that powers up and starts spinning, then if I click power, oops, you can see that my production went way up to 16, and we're in the green arrow. So what that means is we are way out of the realm of power danger, and there's still a good demand for residential. So let's click the zoning. By the way, I'm just kind of pushing escape to clear everything from the screen so I can just enjoy with like a cinematic flair. But if you click the zoning, then all of these, that's where all of these green, blue, and yellow, and then empty squares that are potential zoning squares are hiding if you're looking to find that. Or, yeah, you can just, you know, click on the bumper below. I'm going to mix it up, and just for variety in my city, I am going to build some more. I'm going to zone some more houses over here. Now, I'm going to plan ahead, and so I'm just going to build these roads for now so that I know where they are. I could do that by sight, but I like to just, you know, oh, I zoned it the wrong way. And so if you do that, like me, if you zone it the wrong way, you can just go over here to the right where it says D-zone, and then just mark it again. And then, yeah, I want it to be blue. I mean, green. There we go. Perfect. All right, I'm going to fill this in, zone this. Okay, and then let's road this from here to here. And then let's zone this also to be green. And just kind of see what happens with all this new zoning. I'm going to unpause it. I'm going to push escape. And I'm just going to let people trickle in if they want to. Why don't you move into my city, everybody? I say, how are you? And they say, I am doing so well. Wow. Okay, so look, this person built this sweet house, the Garland residence. Okay, it's being constructed. Now people aren't really that happy. Why is that? Like, okay, the Barlow residence, people are happy here. That's cool. Just looking for a... Whoa. Man. It is pretty funny. That's supposed to be a house, but there's like 15 people living there. you know, I mean, it's not... Oh, oh, and then now yellow is starting to creep up again as more people move in and they need a place to work. So let's just click the zoning. And I don't really have that many places left that I can zone. And so what that means is I'm going to need to build a road out here to open up new avenues for zoning. But my money situation is low, so I'm going to just not like preemptively strike on that. Even though these bars are going to fill up, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not like our city is going to fall down. And actually, look, our weekly income just keeps going up and up and up as we balance this out. All right, so we're being much wiser. You know, I know that for me, I'm so impatient with these games, and what I like to do is just start slamming stuff down, spend all my money, and then wait for it to start coming back in. But that's kind of a very dangerous proposition. All right, so now I actually have enough. You know what? I can actually stretch this out a little bit more, because when I start building the road, it's going to turn these squares on as well. And so I'm going to kind of build these out. Now this is probably a little bit too far. There's going to be some dead space, but I don't mind that. I'm not like trying to make it max efficiency. I'm just trying to have some fun and build and manage a city. So let's do this. Okay, so we did leave just a little dead space, but that's fine. And then I can build this. It's going to cost 600. It tells you like how much it's going to cost. It's at a slight angle, but that's okay. It's fun. You can see it pinched in a little bit. Like I should have built this out maybe further, but whatever. All right, now, oh my God. Now it's time to definitely pause it because the demand is so high for living. Okay, so the first thing I want to do while I have it paused and before I start throwing things down, you always have to check on where your water grid is going. So I planned this out pretty well at the beginning with this pipe structure, but you can see that if I start building this way, I'm going to get out of a place where people have access to water. Now, they'll tell you, and you can remedy it, but I like to just not ever have them get pissed off. So I try to provide water and power before they move in. Just because I psychologically don't like seeing their unhappy face. Alright. So there's some more green for you people. Here's some more green for you people. And then this is just my little experiment. I'm going to see if people will move in literally right next door to a smokestack, you know, and see what that does for them. I can't imagine it's good, but maybe people are willing to do that. And see, look, Leighton Brown is like, I need a place to live. There's not any places to live. You're a negligent mayor. And you need to zone out more residential area. I'm like, all right, I will do that. And I am doing that. Now, let me build some roads to just, not ruin myself. I'm going to actually straighten this out. So now, I think the road is straight, and then this road is just a little bit crooked, but it's funny. It breaks up the monotony of like a cookie cutter gridded city. At least for me it does. Your mileage may vary. Okay. Again, I am new to this game. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm being very safe until I learn the ropes. And then I'll just make a city where the roads make a spiral. And there's no way out of town. Okay. People still need to live. So let me just check my water situation again. Yeah, I need to extend the pipes. So let's do that. Alright, so for example, I can just like build that to there. And then build this here. And then if I just build this... let's just do it like this so that... in the future we can draw on this and we don't run into any snafus over here. Alright. I'm going to zone out some more residential areas. Like here. You know what? No, I'm going to put in some commercial because I see that they want that. So I'm going to turn that commercial, and then I'm going to turn this residential, and then this to be, I'm actually going to build the road first. I'm going to have to de-zone that, and so luckily nobody was moved in there, but in order to maintain my road structure so that I don't have to bulldoze people later. You can always bulldoze people. I don't think it's probably that big of a deal just to demolish somebody's home to build a road, you know, progress and all that. But I like to give, you know, think in advance so I don't have to go through the trouble of, like, you know, ruining some grandma's day. Let's check my water again. Yeah, see, so some of these are actually off the grid. So, let me build some pipe. Lay some pipe over here. Okay. So, let me get out of this. Then let me unpause it. And we did it. We are a little hamlet. Okay, so we got 460. So what does this do? It lets us change the taxes in different zones. It allows us to take a loan, which in my opinion, you should never do unless it's an emergency or unless you know so much about the game and you just want to go fast. But I think this is another reason my previous town blew it, because I was like, ooh, loans, and, you know, let's do this so we can build all these new buildings. It's not a good idea, in my opinion. Now, really what they're telling you is, like, as your reward for getting Little Hamlet, you now can take out people's garbage and provide healthcare and education, which is more responsibility for you. But, you know, it's also more fun as things get more nuanced. And that being said, I got my influx of cash, my 20 grand. And so what I like to do is, the first thing, you want all of these things. So you want a, you need garbage collection, all right? And you have to build it, like, with access to a road so that they can get everywhere. And then when you do connect it to a road, you can see how all the roads turn green, meaning, like, hey, we can go to these places and pick up their trash if you build it there or whatever, you know. And so it's going to cost me $4,000 to build this, and I got $20,000. So I do probably want to build this, all right? Because they're going to start complaining now about, like, the fact that their trash hasn't been taken out. They didn't used to complain about that, but they will. Now let's look at the zoning. I don't want to build the trash place next to too many houses because people, you know, don't like living next to the landfill. So I think a reasonable spot for it is, like, right here. Now, you can see the huge purple area, which is the pollution that it's going to cause. And so it's going to drop a bomb. Maybe I should build it, like, up further away to just get as much of that out of there as I can. Does that actually connect to the freeway? That's hilarious. I didn't know you could circumvent the on-ramp. Like, how is there going to... I just put a traffic light up. That's sweet. I just put, like, this stop sign here. Can you imagine trying to make this... Well, it's a one-way freeway, but even so, making this right turn here from a stop, like, onto a freeway with people moving... Anyway, that's hilarious, but I'm not going to worry about that. And if it causes a problem, I'll just bulldoze that last tile of the road. But my point is, I want to build my garbage place here so that the pollution is minimized. You don't want to build it too far away because it takes time for the garbage guys to get around, but I think that's good. Now, also, we have to make sure that we're getting power out here, and we currently aren't. So, I'm going to actually spread power in a pretty dubious way by... No, here's what I'll do, is I'll do it this way. I'll build these yellow zones here and see if we can spread power that way. Hopefully. I'm also going to... you poor people, I'm sorry. I'm also going to zone all of this to be green, and then I'll zone this to be yellow. Okay. So, let's see what happens Now, notice they're only moving me at 1 speed. You could change that by pushing 1, 2, or 3 to kind of speed up. I want to be slow right now, just so I can see how this trash facility works into the picture. Like, this guy's already like, dude, my trash. So it might be worth my while to try to build a quicker way to this guy's house from the trash facility. I don't know. Can I even do that? I'm going to pretend like I can. So what if can I like build this through? Oh, you know what? I can do this. Now, I don't know if that's probably not going to help you in any sense, but I'm going to put another one of these death trap intersections onto the freeway here and just see what happens if people take the plunge. All right, so let's speed up time just a bit. The demand for residential is going down significantly. I've got a huge weekly income, which unfortunately I'm going to bite into by building the hospital and the school. But I want to build a school. No, I really want to build a school, but I am going to build the healthcare facility next because I don't want people to get sick and have no place to turn to. That seems irresponsible. So let's find a place that's next to a road. I'm going to just put it here. I'll build the road out. Okay, and I'm going to plan on building it here. Well, I could just de-zone this. Is anybody living there? Yeah, no, they aren't. So let me build the healthcare facility here. You can see that it appears to cause no pollution, and it can service all of these homes. I don't know why these homes are red. Does that mean that they have people who are sick already? Alright, so the whole town, like everyone gets thrilled about that. Now, I want to just kind of see how that does. That's a very expensive building to build. I think it cost $10,000. Yeah, I mean, so that was quite costly. But, ooh, there's the ambulance going out now. Look at it. Just zooming along. My God, what's happening? They're responding to a call at the Foggy residence. Let's check in here. Foggy residence. Uh-oh. There's a kid, 2 teens, and 5 adults. Oh, my God, what's happening? All right, I need to hear about this. Load 100%, so they picked up the person. Let's see what's going on. Okay, oh my God, here comes the person out on the gurney. Now, it looks like it's empty. I don't see an animation, or maybe that's just like they're being kind by not showing the person in their weakened condition there. But whatever. Now, ooh, okay, I have no water over here. All right, so that's a good reminder that my piping doesn't cover this. They are getting power, though, mysteriously. So the power is spreading there without the high tension wires. Like, how are they getting... Oh, well, whatever. It just spread. That's great. I'm not going to ask questions about that. So they're getting power, which is great. People are building things over here by the dump, which is charming. And as I just let things go for a bit, this is kind of what you got to do. Okay, you know, you let things go at 2 or 3 speed and just see how your bars do, see how your budget is doing, see how your happiness is, and see if any events pop up. So I do want to build a school then, and it costs $10,000. But the reason you want a school is because it will start to educate your workers. And what that means is that if you notice, for example, if I click on a house, everybody's uneducated. And so that limits the labor that they can do. Like, they can only work at the burger joint, or whatever. They can work at this quiet corner shop. They can't work at a place that would need an educated employee. Now, right now, that isn't the case, but you need to be training, like, every house now at this point. Let's check. Like, here's a kid. Here's a kid. People are starting to have children, so they need school, so that they can become educated workers and then elevate our town even further. I'm just going to build it here, kind of like right next to the hospital. And then my money did dip below my threshold of 35,000 buffer, so it didn't do it dramatically, but enough that I'm, keeping my eyes on things. Let's make sure that you have water and you do have electricity. Good. And let's look at our zoning. Okay, is there any place to start? Yeah, I'm going to throw down some more houses here and here. And then even right next to the school, like the principal could move next door, or whatever, and be happy. Alright, so let's see how this goes. Anybody wanna move in? Okay. Okay, so they don't have power up here. Or either that, or I've got too much of a demand. Yeah, okay, I've got too much of a demand. So this is what I was talking about with wind power, where things can sweep out of your control. Your control can get blown away. Get it? You see what I did? And so what that means is you need to build some more turbines. Now, I'd like to build it up here where I get these like awesome spikes in milliwattage because the wind is stronger, but it's going to cost more money to try to route the power from over there. So I'll just take the hit to the milliwattage and put it here. Now, it should overlap. Like, let's just see if this power will actually connect to the grid from here, or if I need to build it within this blue spread. I don't think I do. I'm just going to experiment, all right? And so it's like, no, I need power. So it didn't work, so I'm a failure. Oh, no, wait, let's see if it works. Turn on. There it goes, there it goes. Not a failure, not a failure. Did it. All right, now I'm well below where I want to be, unfortunately. So that's why you have that huge buffer. So I'm not going to build anything right now that costs money. I'm just going to wait and let time go. I'm going to actually speed up time to level 3. Optic camouflage available for consumers. Hashtag cloak of invisibility. That's sweet. I'll buy it. Okay, so we got people storming in. Population is booming. Well, not anymore. It was. Now there's getting to be a huge demand for people. And so I've got to zone in some more houses. So why not do it up here? Right by the freeway. People will probably love to live by the freeway. Who wouldn't, right? Now this is, I'm going to have to start bulldozing at some point to get more roads and access back here. But for now, this is just my little short-term band-aid for this housing situation. Actually, let me do this right away. I'm sorry, this is going to piss you off. 2 people's dreams are going to get crushed. But I need to start extending some things back here. Okay, so that happened. And then let's just see where we are. I know that I can build a road like this, for example. Again, I'm taking a hit financially for doing this, and I don't want to go too much beyond this, but for now, I think we're okay. Alright, that's good. Let's just let it go out, and then let's zone out some green. And some green. And some green. And some blue. I'll put some blue here and here, give these people some shops to go to, and then let's give these people some, you know, potential shops to go to. Let's build the roads out so I don't cause any problems later and have to bulldoze a grandma. Okay, good, good. Let's then just, oh boy, that's the, yeah. There you go, there's some blue. I'm gonna put in, some more green. I'm gonna put in some yellow here, and some green here, and then what I'm gonna have to do is immediately, before I unpause it, check my water. So some of this is getting water, but we're going to have to kind of do this and be coy here. And then do something like this. I actually, unfortunately, have to even build this out because this guy's going to start getting pissed. Okay, so I'm at 25 grand, so that's bad. But let's just unpause it and see what happens once people start moving in. So we're losing population at the moment, which I don't like, but that's because I had to bulldoze some houses, I think. So let's start getting people back into the city. Look, people, look at all the opportunities over here to live and to thrive. You see? Yes, they see it. The demand is going down, so now I'm at a surplus where it's like I've got plenty of opportunity and demand. It's just time for the city to grow. That's why I'm at 3 out of 3 speed, just letting things tick, tick, tick by. Oh, this person has no water. Okay. Yeah. All right, so no wonder nobody wants to live over here. All right, so let's give them some water. There you go. Now people can live there and be happy. Now our weekly budget is starting to, our weekly income is just, you know, really climbing now. Our bank balance is getting back to where we want it. We have a good demand for yellow, and so let's give them some industrial stuff. Even some here would be fine, just to kind of mix it up. I like to just have a varied looking city. Hey, and look at that. We just became a worthy village. Now, this is the upgrade that I got to last time where I lost my city because I got crazy. I can build a fire department, a police department, and unique buildings. And then you can also do these service policies and just regular policies. And this is what destroyed me, was I turned on all these policies because I thought they'd be sweet, but they ended up costing me too much money. Weekly, and I didn't realize that. So it's like I really want to have a good income before I start telling people to, you know, use less water and things like that. Water is not an issue. Look at our current water consumption, 25,000 cubic meters per week, but my capacity at this pump is 120, so it's good there. The sewage is also good by the same ratio. My electricity is starting to stumble a bit, so I'm going to spend some of my new money I got, my 20 grand again, for getting my milestone. I'm going to find another place, see if there's any 7s like across the river. There aren't, but I'm going to drop this here and just do a little experiment and see if the power will travel across. It looks like it did because the blue extended, but let's just see. It lit up. It lit up, and it's spinning. Okay. So that is happening. We are now at a great bank balance, and we're making a good weekly income. Our power situation is okay. Our entire city has water and power. And now, next thing we gotta do is build a police department and a fire department and keep those funded, and then see kind of how it shakes out. But remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just being balanced, being calm, letting things play out, seeing how they are. The demand for residential is high, but I still have pretty decent, like, some spaces left to live and grow. I might just take this and do something like this. You know what, though? The smarter play is actually to build a road. Whoa, I can't do that? Why not? I need space. Oh, the dump is right there. Burp. It's just very, very light. Hard to see. All right, so then if that's the case... Yeah, I don't really want to set districts right now. I think that's... I don't know how vital that is at the time being, but anyway, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to build more green and more yellow and just kind of call it a day for now. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for watching this reboot of my Play and Learn City Skylines. What I was able to do was progress much more responsibly. I have taken out no loans, and my city is much better for it. So let's keep going and see what we can do, what we can turn on. I can actually buy another plot of land now, so I can really start expanding the city, and I'm excited to do that. So tune in next time, everybody, and I will keep the city of Dreaming Hills thriving, hopefully. All right, have an excellent day or evening. Peace.